Well, some people still question, how come that some books were left out of the canon? And we have given the reasons why, given the criteria, that they were outside the apostolic era, and they were written by people whose questionable background was there. They were not closely associated with the apostles, and they were using pseudonyms and so on. So there are so many reasons that are there. But what about the Apocrypha, the Deuterocanonicals, the books like the book of Enoch? The apostle quotes the book of Enoch, Thomas, the Gospel of Thomas, the Gospel of Barnabas, and many others. What would we say about them? Well, I'd like to say about the Apocrypha and what we call the Deuterocanonicals, those written in between the Testaments. Yes, they're good writings just for our own reading and leisure and having an idea what was going on. They're okay, but they are not inspired, and therefore they are not part of the Scriptures. The Roman Catholic, for instance, has wanted to bring them back into the Scripture and put them the same status with the other Scriptures. Well, friends, those were not inspired by God. They are writings of men. They're good for reading, but they are not authoritative. And therefore, we will not bow to those. And in fact, the doctrine of purgatory, we find it in Maccabees 12:45 thereabout. It talks about praying for the dead. That's where you find doctrines like that. That's why they cling to such a doctrine and to such a canon, which includes that. So those are not part of Scripture. And what about the spurious Gospels? Barnabas, that's a forgery. It's been proved. It actually goes against both the Quran and the Christian Bible, and it's inconsistent. And when you read internal evidence and external evidence, proves that that was written much later and is not consistent with the Christian Bible, not even with other religious texts. So, what about the Gospel of Thomas? That also was written outside the apostolic era. It is a Gnostic Gospel, and it talks about Jesus not having been crucified and him not being the Messiah. Now, that is not consistent with the other scriptures. The New Testament church never accepted it as authoritative. The Gospel of Barnabas, the Gospel of Thomas, and many other spurious Gospels, good as they might sound, they are inconsistent with the rest of the Bible, and therefore were rejected. And we should reject them too. Thank you.